Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
I fucking love it, dude. We're talking about the Guinness Book of World Records most fucking metal animal attack.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
Oh yeah. Do you like that I included that?
Say what?
Do you like that I included that?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Cheers. Hey guys, welcome back to Tactfully Misguided. I am your host, Patrick, and again I have
Hunter Lobertini.
Hi.
Hi.
Yay. So today we're going to be talking about a few different topics. We're going to try to be a little bit more structured this time and not just derail constantly. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about, and this is going to be the bulk of the show, how do you say that? Ramree?
Ramree.
Ramree. The Ramree Island Massacre. So I'll set the scene. And we both got our little tablets here, because we're doing this all official and shit now. So, doing our research and stuff before we do the fucking podcast.
Oh,
see, he's got
gay porn.
Yeah, he's got gay porn pulled up. Mine's just fucking doodles.
Dicks. Like the inside of a porter shitter, just fucking a claw.
Fucking Wagner loves cock.
Wagner? Somebody told me that today.
At the end of every night when I lay my head down, I just remember that somewhere in the world there's a porta-john where Wagner loves cock.
Yep.
Somewhere among the many, many stretches of the earth.
Yeah, it's like the sun never sets on the British Empire. Well, the sun never sets on Wagner loves cock.
On Wagner and his love of cock. All right, guys. So I'm going to set the scene for this one. So the Battle of Ramree Island, a.k.a. Operation Matador, a.k.a. the Ramree Island Massacre, took place January 14th to February 22nd, 1945. So this is during World War II, obviously, because the Japs now are all into like tentacle hentai porn and shit. After having some atom bombs dropped on their face. They got a little weird over the years, as we talked about last time briefly too.
Technically, it was a hydrogen bomb, I think. Technically.
Hydrogen atom, tomato, potato, tomato.
Geneva Convention, Geneva Suggestion.
Geneva Suggestion.
That's from Grant. That's from Grantham, but I'll steal shit.
I got something funny about that later. But, all right, so it went from January 14th to February 22nd. The casualties, we'll start with that. So basically, I got two different fronts of the casualties because there's a specific part that's actually talking about the massacre. Just like my solo video that I did where I talked about the Great Emu War that I guarantee a lot of you didn't know about. Humanity lost to a bunch of flightless birds. That was a funny one. But it was so fucking true. This is kind of the same fucking, on the same sheet of music there. Basically what happened is, all of you, most of my viewers that actually fall in line with you were in the military or veterans. Even if you don't, I think it's kind of commonly known that lieutenants and, just because you go to college doesn't mean you fucking know what the hell you're doing when it comes to most things.
Look at Congress.
Exactly, look at Congress. Basically, it's like the blind leading the blind. A lieutenant, gets a hold of a map and thinks he knows where the fuck he's going and can't figure out how to work the compass, and they end up like fucking 500 meters off the beaten path that way. That's kind of what happened during this. So 1,000 Japs poorly land naved into a swamp. So not only do you have fucking gunfire zipping past you constantly, you hear the eerie fucking sounds of gators twisting around you, doing the fucking death roll. Not gators, crocs, sorry, different part of the world. Twisting around on the fucking swamp because they got themselves a nip snack, a cheese nip, if you will. And then you hear the unruly sound of fucking like jaws crunching bone and shit. So 1,000 of these motherfuckers went in the swamp. They only found 20 alive the next day. Basically the next fucking day. Because this all happened during the night. Because crocs are very territorial. So basically the fucking idiot lieutenant or whoever the fuck was leading them led them right into not enemy fire, but the mouths of a bunch of reptiles. So that was kind of embarrassing. Do you want?
Yeah, so
put some of your input on this.
There's been some debate, but there's not really debate. You've had some people trying to retcon this shit, saying, "Oh, it wasn't that many that died. It was only like 20." No, from the Japanese diaries and their own military, what is it called? Unit diaries.
Yeah,
they have everything recorded. So essentially, this is the part where this part of the war is where the Japanese are getting their teeth kicked in. I mean, fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
So when we look at what happened is the Japanese were on this small island, and this island's off the coast of Burma, modern day Myanmar, or whatever you want to call it, by the Rakhine state. Essentially, the Japanese took all the resources from the island for the exception of the interior, which was mangrove, which mangrove is extremely difficult to traverse through. So you have about 1,000 Japanese on the island. The Navy and Army of Japan don't get along. So essentially, you have beef between these two services. So they left them to sit there, and they basically ate anything that wasn't in the mangrove swamp. So when they did that, they caused all the crocodiles to almost go cannibalistic.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There was
that's part I left out, but yes.
So there was 1,000. Low estimates is 800, but what they do know is only 20 dudes made it. The other 500 were on the backside of the island, actually, and there was kind of miscommunication with the Japanese. They thought they were supposed to go from south to north or north to south, and they wound up doing the opposite. So when the British, it was British, right?
Yeah. So it was the Brits, and it was, God, I suck with Rome. It was the Indian Corps.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was the United Kingdom and God, what it was? It's a territory of
Commonwealth.
No, the flag has the United Kingdom emblem in it. What is that?
Australia or New Zealand?
What is that Roman numeral there?
That is 10. That's 25.
Yeah, 25.
Or sorry, 15. 15.
Yeah, so 15th Indian Corps.
Hey, can you tell we both have high school diplomas?
Barely at that, too, might I add. I did make it to junior year in college.
Well, the crazy thing is that these are crocodiles. And here in America, we're used to alligators. Mm-hmm. Alligators are less docile.
Yeah.
Crocodiles will actually eat humans. And Nile crocodiles are huge. But these crocodiles weren't the largest, but the number of crocodiles in the mangrove swamp was really high. So they're hungry. And they generally don't like eating people. Yeah. Like human beings apparently don't taste that tasty unless you're fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. So
yeah.
You have like a perfect setup for it is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest fucking animal attack. Oh, well, it's right there.
Yeah. Yes, that's part. Yep. So, and the other statistics I gathered from it, 500 Japs were aside from the 1,000 that went into the swamp and got marked just during that battle between the United Kingdom. 500 Japs killed, 20 captured, and then 500 were evacuated to the mainland. So those were the casualties from the actual battle. And then there was the fucking everybody else that got murked in the swamp that came out of it.
And understand, like, people call it a massacre. I call it fucking having a good day, because at this point in history, this is Imperial Japan. And Imperial Japan were just probably one of the most atrocious people on the face of the earth. They committed heinous war crimes in China. They basically enslaved Korea. They would torture, kill, and even cannibalize. Everything from the Bataan Death March to the fall of Singapore. They routinely would take anybody. It was everything from sexual assault, flat out rape, and decapitation. These are horrible fucking human beings. So when they're going diddly bopping through the swamp trying to find their little fucking land nav steak and they get eaten by, I don't know, a fucking crocodile, I don't feel bad about it whatsoever. Yeah. Now, the Japanese nowadays are perfectly content. They're our allies. They're fast evolving to be a military powerhouse. Yep. We're kind of letting them get that way. But
I've actually sold vehicles to them, tracks.
Hell yeah.
That was my introduction into the Marine Corps as boot PFC me was meeting a Japanese admiral and a few, whoever the fuck else falls in his little cabinet that travels with him, to sell him the vehicle in which I've been assigned to do for fucking 4 years at the time. Operate that vehicle, trained to use it in fucking warfare. But oh wait, yeah, we're selling these pieces of shit to other countries. So like I had to do that several times. I had to do dog and ponies and shit for the Jabs. And I remember specifically making crude jokes that I shouldn't have been making because they didn't understand.
Yeah.
They didn't have the translation there.
Yeah.
And the interpreter kept that out when I would say stuff like...
idioms.
Yeah.
Idioms are difficult, like bringing a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. One in the hand is better than two in the bush. Stuff like that. If you ain't first, you're last.
Ricky Bobby quoted.
Hell yeah.
I high on peyote when I said that. All right, real quick, pause. I am going to go off fucking tangent for a minute because I have a hilarious thing that I just found out about today. And I'm sure you know about this. There's a fucking movie coming out this coming year called Cocaine Bear. Mm-hmm. We watched the trailer at work for this thing today, and oh my fucking god!
And it's got stars.
Yes,
it's not a B movie.
He's dead. That the main one of the main, what the fuck is his
actor?
Name? Yeah, the main actor. That's not the main actor, but he's one of the big fucking stars that's in it. He died earlier this year. He died in May this year. So they filmed this
right before he died.
Yeah. This is the last movie he did.
That's crazy. Well, hey, when I was a
fucking movie about a bear
on cocaine.
Fuck on cocaine,
bro. That's like things you should not give like uppers to. Like you should not give them to piranhas. Anything with teeth. Like I think rednecks are bad enough on coke. Like it's wild.
Biden's bad enough on coke. Oh wait, no, that's crack.
That's Adderall.
Is that Adderall?
Yeah, his son does crack.
Oh, so yeah.
Bought and paid for by the Chinese Communist Party. Vote blue no matter who. Good job, guys.
All right, let's talk about that one for a minute.
Fuck!
Because this has been fucking whirly bird all day. What did we just do today, Hunter?
We did something epically retarded as a country, and I'm ashamed.
I am too. So, also fun fact before I dive into this. Did you know that the WNBA actually loses money by continuing to go on and exist?
Yeah, they did a calculation. Technically, they actually shouldn't be earning money. They actually owe the NBA $82,000 per player. They broke it down mathematically. They lose, what, $10 million a year?
Yeah.
$10 million a year.
Insane. So let me just...
It's an expensive
that
glass
being in
ceiling.
mind... and and everyone has to have their moment and have their fucking political statement in everything. Well, Britney fucking did. And where did that get her? That didn't get her over there, but I mean, it didn't help with, people like us that are Americans and, love the country that we live in. We didn't give a fuck that she was in jail.
No.
She broke the fucking law. She smuggled drugs into Russia. The bitch should have sat there and rotted.
Yes.
And
the
fucking
gulag.
stayed.
100%.
She had 10 months of hard labor. It's probably the first time you've lifted a finger in your goddamn life.
100%. She fucking wipes her ass with caviar. Fuck them. They're white collar elites that look at you, that look at us.
Yeah.
And they don't
peasant.
see us as citizens. They see us as pawns. Like, we fucking wash their cars. We walk their dogs. We cook their food. I want to go on a Tyler Durden rant where he fucking holds that dude down in the bathroom and he's about to cut his balls off. He's like, we are the people in your life that make your life go on. Cops, firefighters, EMS, even everyday motherfuckers that work a 9 to 5. They look down at you. They don't give a fuck about you. They're going to manipulate you. And the same people that pushed for her freedom are the same people that are basically torpedoing our fucking economy right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
White collar Hollywood elites.
Yes. The fact that we traded the most well-known fucking arms dealer in the world that is responsible for
Millions.
Millions of fucking deaths.
Millions.
We traded for this stupid fucking bitch. Mm-hmm. We should have left her ass there.
Yes.
But you know who he did leave there?
Paul.
We left Paul there. Which, I've heard, I was looking into it.
Is it Mahoney?
No, it's Paul. Fuck, I had his last name. Stand by. I want to be correct here.
The guy was a Marine.
Yes.
On top of the fact that he worked in defense contracting. Wayland Yutani.
He was charged on spying.
Yep.
Spying. So what I didn't understand about that was he spying for us over there, or was he committing espionage?
I mean, we will never get an exact answer on it, and that's part of plausible deniability.
But if he was committing espionage, like on our part against us, why is he locked up over there?
What I can tell you is he probably stood for the national anthem, unlike that fucking bitch.
Yeah. That bitched about all the freedoms and everything that she had here, which the fact that she could even bitch about it shows that she had the freedom to do so. Had she done that in any country, had any one of these fucking people out here ranting and raving and throwing fucking hissy fits and fucking beating in cars in the street and screaming fucking free speech while they do so and burning cities down, had they done that anywhere else in the world, they would have been fucking stoned to death.
Look at Iran.
Killed.
Right now, Iran, the first protester for the headscarf thing, first one's been executed. They have 1,500 human beings are going to be put to death by the Iranian regime. And you're bitching about a 12-hour workday at fucking Starbucks. We need to unionize the adult pornographic industry. There's just all these stupid things. People on Twitter, they're like, that's hate speech. There is no such thing as hate speech. It's a European concoction.
Yep.
So when I say, fuck that bitch, we fucked up, just add it to the list. Afghanistan, the economy, gas prices, the Russian hoax, the son who's peddling and fucking wheeling and dealing crack.
Yeah, I do not, for the life of me, understand. And I'm not going to say any names, but there's somebody, and he's been on the show. He's snaking the fucking grass, man. Like, you figure out these people that try to sit here and act like and I'll tell you this. He moved from a place that was that's ruined by people voting a certain way.
Blue.
Yes. And then he comes here and then votes the same way.
Yeah.
But then tries to act like he's not. And then he supports this shit.
Yeah. They're snakes.
But when you talk to him about it, he tries to double standards. He tries to act like he leans the other way.
Yeah.
Until you call him out on it, he's like, I'm like, well, yeah.
Well, people are always like, are you progressive? Are you leftist? Are you Republican? Are you right wing? I'm a fucking American.
The one thing I can completely and wholeheartedly agree on is fuck all of them. Mm-hmm. Politicians and all.
They're all scumbags.
Get fucked.
I like Tulsi Gabbard. She's also hot.
I mean, there are...
If you're watching this, Tulsi, take me on a date for your ball, for the Army ball. They have balls, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Marines had bigger balls, though.
Yeah. Fucking, all right. That was a whole tirade. Either way, that was something that happened in the news today, and I felt it needed to be talked about.
Definitely.
It's been an irritating factor to see this shit all day and see like the utter separation between people, too, about it. Which, again, I don't understand what there is to be separated about with it. Mm-hmm. Like, she fucked up. She needed to do her time. Mm-hmm. She got the fuck out of it, obviously, because we negotiate with terrorists as a country now, which we used to not fucking do.
No.
But over the past fucking couple years, I guess we do.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that's, a fresh thing with Biden either. It's not. That's what I mean by the past couple years.
Well, our country used to go out and fucking murder somebody if they wound up being a threat to the state, which leads us to Phoenix Program.
Yes, Phoenix Program. And this is all you, buddy.
So Phoenix Program, to talk about the Phoenix Program, we got to go back just a little bit. And we'll talk about the U.S. military and how the U.S. military conducted war, more gentlemanly war, like Napoleonic, Civil War. We had this thing, men are men and they fight in lines. And then we realized, you know what? we're having horrific casualties. Maybe we should send out dudes that know what they're doing.
Form the lines.
Sneak in, smoke whoever it is, and come out. So the Phoenix program was a joint U.S. military proto-SOCOM. So this is before SOCOM. This is before Special Operations really became its own command. It's a joint venture between the military and the CIA. And we had some programs like it before. In World War II, we had Jedburgh teams, and they would run irregular, like, partisan forces. Yeah. Like, they killed Reinhard Heydrich, I believe it was. It was a high-ranking Nazi. Shot him with a machine gun. It was some SOE and SAS and just basically American and British commandos. We trained up a team. They smoked them. But we fast forward a little bit, about 20 years, and you have the Phoenix program. And the Phoenix program was essentially, they called it at the time an assassination program. We like to use the term targeting. It's more politically correct
to say targeting, not assassination?
Yeah. It was a highly successful program. And the thing is that they used some SEALs, Marine Force Recon, Green Berets, there were some Army Rangers. At one point, there was like National Guard Army Rangers. Yeah. And they had reserve special forces. It was a wild time. Great time to be alive. Napalm, Agent Orange, all that good shit.
Napalm. And what does napalm do?
Sticks the kids.
Well, it does.
So this program was highly successful. So what the U.S. military does after every good war is they forget everything they fucking did, from suppressors to, I don't know, camouflage. So we fast forward, and we're in the counterterrorism phase. Like, had we actually stuck with this kind of stuff, Bill Clinton would have killed Osama bin Laden before he even made it out of Afghanistan. We don't do it enough, and that's very prevalent now. So now what we call it is targeting. And we had essentially lists that are vetted by the executive branch and the judicial branch. If it's vetted by the executive branch, that grants whoever is conducting these operations the powers to do so.
Yeah.
And so in Afghanistan, we had JPEL, which was the Joint Prioritized Effects List, which is essentially a targeting list. Kill or capture.
Like, God, what the fuck?
Al-Zawahiri?
Zarqawi.
And
yeah, that's
Osama bin Laden.
Well, yeah, Zarqawi was the one I knew from Iraq. Actually, not just from the fucking movie, but I had one of my first sergeants, me and him were sitting around we were out in the field. We were sitting around our little fucking. I was driving him around and shit, being a good little training NCO. Mm-hmm. And we were shooting the shit, and he used to be a grunt before he went first sergeant. And he pulls out, like, he has this old ass fucking bag of just shit from, like, his fucking, like,
possible war
career.
Crimes. Awesome.
And he pulls out a fucking wanted Zarqawi poster.
Dude.
And I was like, that's fucking dope. That's badass. Anyways, not to interrupt you on that. I just wanted to throw that in there.
So the JPEL was mainly for terrorists. Mm-hmm. And it was a counterterrorism thing. And we start to delve into special mission units. All this stuff, by the way, you can find on Wikipedia. So we couldn't really do a JPEL list because it's coming from our non-legislative branch. Yeah. So the legislative branch, being Congress, is supposed to declare war because we limited the War Powers Act. But under counterterrorism, we can do this JPEL list. The UN came in, like they always do, with their fucking blue helmets, and they said, you can't do this. This is assassination. It's illegal under international law. Nobody really gave a fuck because NATO was doing it anyways. Now you have what's called an operational tasking order. And this is, again, you can find this on Wikipedia. The operational tasking order comes under the entitlements and authorities of different articles within the U.S. government and the combined federal code and regulations. Essentially, it's the Department of State under Congress nominates these organizations that are terrorist organizations. You can't wind up on there for accidentally order a fucking quarter pounder with cheese. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. You essentially have to be a piece of shit 3 or 4 times in a row. And it has to be multiple sources of intelligence. You can't just randomly be like, oh, we're going to put bad guys on there and they're all going to die. Like, this shit's vetted. It's vetted to the point where there are people that should be targeted that aren't on there. But it's through the judiciary, the Department of State, the Department of Defense, and other people. They go through the operational tasking order. Beyond that, you start to venture into the secret side of things. So, needless to say, it was fucking amazing at shaping the human terrain in the battle space within Vietnam. It did a fucking bang-up job as far as decapitating the head of leadership and then crippling that the enemy's ability to vet and train and mentor future leaders. Now, I say what we look at now was the Phoenix program, then JPEL, then OTO. Look at what the Ukrainians are doing. How many generals have the Ukrainians smoked?
How many have they?
Double digits.
You're
now.
my Ukrainian guy.
I want to say it's something like 12 or 13. And we're not just talking like colonels. We're talking generals, like major generals, like our version of 2- and 3-star generals.
That the Ukrainians have fucking got?
Yes. Schwacking them. I think it's a good idea to target the enemy's leadership. It's what...
Oh, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Instead of setting up...
I would figure that's what you're doing. That's what you should be doing.
Exactly. People always say it's not fair. Fuck you. War isn't fair. And I don't want any more of our people to die than what's necessary. And necessary is goose egg. The Ukrainians are the same. They have 100,000 casualties.
I'm finishing. I still have to finish reading it. I'm going to reread it one more time. I want to do a whole, kind of like speaking a little bit on that. I want to do a whole fucking thing about like the art of war, the book.
Sun Tzu.
Yes, because that has been so prevalent in fucking everything, through even to business, which is something I didn't realize. To like fucking business, business leaders and shit.
That's why businesses love hiring military leadership. You can teach somebody the ropes on what it is they do, but the natural leadership, like I have met doctors that can't lead a fucking surgery room. They cannot understand how to build rapport and be business-like. They just can't.
And control,
And then, so long story short, if it works, keep doing it. Remember, in the firing range, rifle range, if you're hitting black, keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
That was the center of the target, nothing racist. The target was black in the middle and white on the outside.
That's also not racist. It's just easier to see it that way.
Target of color.
Target of color. Just don't shoot the brown.
Yeah, dude. But the thing is if it works, keep doing it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, then probably stop doing it. But I say we kind of apply this stuff to like threats against our national security. I would say cartels.
Yeah.
I would say fentanyl traffickers that are moving deadly poisons that have killed. At this point, it's somewhere around 500,000 Americans. It's about 100 and 120,000 a year, and it keeps going up. And every motherfucker knows somebody that's died from this. You may not know somebody that died from COVID, but you'll definitely know if somebody died from opioids.
Yeah.
So I say we fucking...
That's been the real fucking pandemic, epidemic for fucking years.
Yep.
For over a decade. Like...
It's terrible, man. And I lost my brother to it. My brother passed away in 2008 from an opioid overdose. And, like, it took me a while to figure out, like, what was I upset about. And I'm upset that, like, he died in 2008. And we still have people ODing every hour in our country. You
and me could take a walk right now. Walk, take the elevator down, go downstairs, go about, it's about a 30-minute walk from here into like the downtown proper area of Wilmington. You go there.
Needles.
And what do you see?
Needles.
Everywhere.
Homeless encampment. Shit.
Yeah, it's the fucking goddamn library.
But you're the bigot because you don't want them to live there under their Fourth Amendment.
Yeah. Then
I'm a fucking bigot.
Yeah.
My run route, I've had to change my run route twice downtown. Sarah, my fiance, can't even run certain areas.
Yeah.
People are risking like rape and sex assault.
Yeah. There was, because of what's going on with the homeless thing, and this, it all goes back. We're back after technical difficulties there. Going back to what I was saying about downtown homeless people and the problems there. Going back to the whole fentanyl, the whole drug thing that we were talking about. 10 a.m. on a Tuesday in front of that library where their campground is. Homeless woman gets raped by another homeless man in broad fucking daylight.
Right there on 3rd Street.
Yeah. So if you think you're fucking like safe and can like walk around freely and do whatever, no, can't do that because there's too many fucking drug addict homeless people hanging around. I just want to close that out with that. That happened fucking a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move on to our final topic of the evening.
Boots.
Why the USMC sucks at deciding on what boots to get.
Yep. Probably the biggest thing is you have a bunch of fucking skirt wearing pussies that are in Quantico behind desks that aren't out in the field and don't understand what a warfighter needs.
Yep.
And so the saddest thing is it has to have an EGA on it. Congratulations. We used to have our own uniforms where you had to put an EGA on, the ERDL, the woodland camouflage.
Yep.
Why the hell can't you do that with a boot?
Exactly.
But they make these crappy boots. They're terrible. They finally came out with a jungle boot like maybe 2 or 3 years ago that's actually worth a damn. But rat boots, trash.
You didn't like the rats?
No, not when I had to go up and down mountains. When I was doing hikes and stuff, ruck runs. You can't get them wet. They're terrible.
No, if you get them wet, you're fucked.
But we're amphibious.
Exactly. I did, however, prefer the pair of rat boots I had because of the Gore-Tex lining on the inside when I was at Bridgeport, when I was doing my winter package up there. I preferred those over the fucking Vapor Lock boots.
Yep.
The Mickey Mouse boots that have been around for goddamn ever also. That needs to be changed. They're fucking huge.
Well, and then you had Bates lights.
Base lights. I had
you
a pair of those.
You fast rope in those things and you're going to have blisters on your feet. Literally carves out the sole. And when I was in Scout Sniper School in Hawaii, the guys who wore Marine Corps issue boots, well, we all had to, but if they wore the Bates lights or they wore the Bates or they wore the Bellevilles, trash. They all fucking fell apart. Guys were getting their shit resold halfway through. This is a 3.5 month long course. Guys went through 2-3 pairs of boots.
Yeah.
Just because it has an EGA on it does not mean anything.
And you have to go buy those boots.
Yes.
You don't get your uniform stipend
to fix
every year,
all your fucking uniforms.
To fix all of your shit. But if you're going through fucking, in 3 months, you're going through fucking 3-4 pairs of boots, then like...
And you look at the Navy has their own version of how they do stuff, and then you look at the Army. The Army has 670 dash or AR 670 dash something, and it's the boots have to be leather, this, that, the other. But you can have there's literally 80, 90, maybe 100 different types of boots, and they're okay because not everybody is 5'9" and 180 pounds. Some people have size 15 feet. Some people have size 6 feet. What doesn't work for you may not work for me, or what works for you may not work for me.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all mission dependent too. So like, tracks, our main thing was fucking steel toes.
Yeah.
Which after I picked up sergeant and I wasn't, doing the fucking grunt work anymore with the track. I mean, I still did. You're still expected to do something.
But your leadership position
I was
pushed
delegating
you.
more than anything else. I stopped wearing fucking steel toes completely.
Yeah.
Out in the field and shit, fuck no. Because also, if you fucking drop a plenum on your foot, what it's going to do is going to fucking crush that steel into your feet, and you're going to lose all your goddamn toes.
Yeah. It takes a lot of weight though, but yeah, it's 100%.
Plenums, so the plenums are the engine compartment.
Okay, yeah, so that's a lot of weight.
You have to lift those up, which there's the exhaust plenum, and then there's exhaust plenum and intake plenum. But you would usually
it's heavy.
Yes, it's heavy as fuck.
Heavy as fuck.
And you would, if I had a guy that busted his fucking foot, and he was lucky because of where it went down. Basically, when you're dropping it, you've got like this much space between you and the front of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And the plenum. So you're like dropping this thing down, and if your feet are hanging into the engine compartment when you're dropping it, good fucking luck. Kind of thing, And so steel toes for us, I had Bates lights that I wore to absolute shit to the point where I had to replace the soles several times. Not the most effective at all.
Yeah.
Every hike I did sucked.
Yep.
Constantly.
Back pain, Ankle pain.
What about Danners?
Depends. Some Danners were good and some were shitty. The thing that I'll say is there's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Yeah.
Does the rifle that a scout sniper use, is that different from somebody who's pulling Firewatch that is in a logistics company?
Absolutely.
Then why should they have the same fucking boots? I'll tell you why it is because you have motherfuckers that set up these contracts out of Quantico, Mar4 fucking Syscom. Literally, the dude who made the frog uniform, he put that little pocket right here. That one on your trousers.
Yeah.
He did it because he said it was the size of a Pop-Tart. This is in the middle of Quantico at career course. This motherfucker's talking about Mar4 Syscom and how procurement works and just giving us all the down and dirty. And it is corrupt as fuck.
Wait, so that pocket
was designed
for a goddamn Pop-Tart.
Yes. When MREs had Pop-Tarts in them. I'm not even joking. Swear to God. This is at Quantico at career course. And everybody sits there and they're like, well, your boots need to look nice.
Oh, yeah.
Your boots should look nice. They should look professional. Difference between professional and nice. Professional meaning my boots are broken in. My boots will do the job they're assigned.
Yes. We always had like nice inspection camis and boots.
Yeah.
Which,
to be professional.
Yes. If you're going to a class, if you're going to a course, if you're going to be in a logistics admin environment, by all fucking means.
The rear,
okay? But I mean, I shouldn't be getting fucking blasted for wearing that cover that's faded as fuck because I work outside for 15 hours a day.
Well, actually, no, you should be getting blasted because you're a terrible Marine.
For wearing a cover that's fucking faded?
You're a horrible Marine, and you know what? Just because of that, we'll make a Marine Corps order. You can't fix somebody's behavior, so you got to go ahead and throw paperwork at them.
Yeah, because you can't take them to the tree line anymore.
Yeah, well, I got my own thoughts on that.
Wait, all right, I want to hear that after this.
The thing is that the Marine Corps has shitty boots. They still have shitty boots. We're 250 over. It's like 249, 250. What are we at? 320. How many years that the Marines have been fucking around?
247 was the birthday this year.
Okay, 247.
Oh, damn, devil dog.
And so, in that amount of time, it wasn't until like a couple years ago you could have a fucking umbrella as a male Marine. You look at the fact that you are calling yourself the premier fighting force and you can't even get your fucking shoes right. Yeah. Now you look at the Army, you look at the Navy, you look at the Air Force.
Well, it goes back to everything. It's not just boots when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I understand the fact that the Marine Corps is the smallest fucking unit. We've talked about this. We talked about this in the first episode.
Yeah.
That we did together, where we're jack of all, master of none. We are meant to be a small force. We are meant to be a small shock force.
Yeah.
Right? I understand that. But what I do not get out of the fuckers in Quantico, out of the fuckers at DC, is why our funding sucks so much ass. And it really hit home for me when I was getting out, and we rolled a new track in. And mind you, for the past 25 years, at the point that I was getting out, we had been trying to find a replacement for a vehicle. One, the technology's outdated as fuck. But for a vehicle platform that I have been operating the same as a motherfucker in the 80s. Because this platform came out in the 80s. The only difference is the suspension and the headlight mounts. We went to a different suspension. We went from straight leg to the Ram RS system somewhere after the push in Afghanistan. Or not Afghanistan, in Iraq. We get a fucking Gen 1 Crow system for a survivability upgrade in 2019. The Army got that shit in 2003.
And we got them in MARSOC in 2009 and then downrange 2010.
Exactly.
We literally had
ridiculous.
Oshkosh and some other dude showing us downrange how to use these things, how to set them up, how to zero them. Meanwhile, like at some point we were like, well, fuck the Crow system. Like if it breaks, we can't use it. It broke.
Yeah.
And then we went back to manned turrets. But again, you're 100% correct when it comes to the motherfuckers in Quantico. They're politicians. They go through TBS They get their fucking shiny collar,
Yep.
and then they wind up becoming fucking bootlickers for the military-industrial complex. 100%.
This is what, and I had some good officers. I had a lot of bad officers. I had a lot of bad higher ups. In general, a lot of bad staff. Because the whole thing was you stay in too long, you see yourself become the enemy, kind of thing.
You live long enough to die a hero or see yourself become the
exactly,
the villain.
which was the case with a lot of people in my unit. But on the O side, the best I had were enlisted.
Yeah.
They were Mustangs. Those were by far the best.
Kind of like warrant officers.
I loved my blacklisted officers.
Yeah. It goes warrants and Mustangs, then it goes officers with prior service from another branch, and then it goes fucking like pilots, and then it just goes commission officers. Yeah. That's like how I saw the rankings.
Yeah. Yep, same.
And that we're not talking from bad to good. We're talking from awesome to wouldn't fall you into a fucking swimming pool at 3 feet.
Yeah, and there was a lot of that. That's the sad part. And I mean, and it all kind of goes back to us too, in general, as a society. The fact that I gotta stop hitting my mic. Move this thing down a little bit. I'm probably like really fucking this up right now.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Tactical technical difficulties.
Tactfully difficulties. But it goes back to the whole thing with us as a society that we have pushed college for so long, right? And if you go to college and you graduate with a fucking 4-year degree, apparently you fucking know everything, I guess, is the whole thing, right? So then you put these people in charge that have no experience other than a classroom, over people that have experience doing the damn thing. And then you put these dudes in charge of making decisions on what boots we should get. I circled back.
Warfare is evolving.
I didn't do like Jinsaki. I actually circled back.
Warfare is evolving.
Yes.
And with that comes doctrine and it comes personnel and management. As long as you have MMBS that's sitting up there fucking doing the circular firing squad / fucking circle jerk, you're going to have issues like this. Smaller militaries don't have issues like this. It's when you start getting into the giant bureaucracy. I think the Marine Corps needs to slim down a little bit. Yeah. I do.
I think we need to cut some fat.
And I think a lot of that needs to come from the brain housing group, which is a lot of these officers that are turning woke. It's woke officers. And when they do that, your junior enlisted do it as well. I'm still saying number 1 in the block, baby. Back-to-back world champs. America's on top. But we do need to...
I don't know how we're... Like, if we went to war right now, we would win. We would win. We are America.
But it would be
and that's
bad.
It would be fucking terrible. Yeah. Like, you got these motherfuckers out there, motherfuckers making TikToks in the middle of a goddamn firefight because that's who we are now. That's who society is in general. And to be honest, in the countries that I've been to, we're a fucking laughing stock. Yeah.
I will say this.
Across the world.
I will say this. The guys who are into TikTok over in Ukraine, especially the Chechens, they were really big into it. They've gotten their shit pushed in by the Ukrainians. Mm-hmm. Now, there is a method to a madness, and there is a reason for everything under the sun.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we need to go back to the basics when it comes to morality, ethics, demeanor, and discipline. We need to push our innovation, adaptability, and technology. Mm-hmm. So that means some things will change. But when it comes to behavior, I think fraternization in the sexual realm, especially in the military, when you're having like platoon leaders that are fucking their subordinates, this is happening. You have a full bird colonel in the army wearing a fucking BDSM, what are those things called? Dog play? Pup play? It's some fucking weird shit. And you think that dude is going to lead me into combat? Get fucked, bro.
Absolutely not.
Get fucked. We're going way too hard on this. Okay.
I love it, though.
Yeah.
I love it. I love these conversations.
Love them.
God Damn. Oh yeah. That entire topic I could just fucking ramble about.
I'm gonna grab one more.
Yeah, I got you.
Uno más, por favor.
Fucking stand by. I don't know if we're gonna go meet up with them or not. So I don't know if we're gonna go meet up with them or not.
I don't know either.
She wanted to get the fuck out of the house, so.
Yeah. Gracias.
Okay.
I'm a bear. It's a bear on cocaine. Cocaine.
That movie just sounds.
Bro.
It sounds to me like Rubber.
Yeah.
Hobo with a shotgun.
Yes.
Fucking. That's what it sounds like. But it's made by fucking Universal.
And,
I don't get it. Yeah,
and
I'm talking about this again.
The opening fucking commercial is the clown from Metalocalypse.
Oh God.
He's like, what's his name? I'm Mr. So-and-so. I love cocaine.
I love cocaine.
And it's so bad.
We'll watch it after this.
Metalocalypse.
There's one that just came out.
Oh God.
That's what we were watching today at work.
Yes.
And it's like the no shit official trailer for it.
We need more shit like this. We need more Keltex. We need more cocaine bears. We need more craziness.
Picture this, guys.
Do a big ass line.
All fucking polymer. Feels like a G.I. Joe gun. PMR 30.
Yeah. It's going to be a 22 Magnum, rifle or pistol? Both.
Both. We don't know. We don't know how to distinguish this.
Like 10, 15 round mag, 30.
Fucking 30.
And we can swap the magazines. One's a rifle. Like, what are we talking? Like AR platform? Nah, man, not quite a bullpup, but not quite an AR.
The magazine?
Oh yeah.
The magazine's in the pistol grip.
Dude, people are like, oh, Keltex cringe. I'm like, no, bro. That's American as it gets.
Fucking
They are innovative.
Do a
as
full
fuck.
ass line of coke and design a gun.
That's exactly, and they're in Florida, so it's Florida, man. That's what Keltec is.
It's
like
the Florida man.
Coca-Cola or
Yeah,
Okeechobee.
Coca-Cola. No,
Coca-Cola.
it's Cocoa.
Cocoa?
Cocoa, Florida.
Yeah,
I think.
Florida
It's
man
something
of
Cocoa.
guns is Keltec, and I fucking love Keltec. And if Keltec is watching this, which they probably won't, but if they ever do, fucking, we would love to like show your shit. It's awesome. It's hilarious.
I mean, yes, but also that too.
Oh yeah, Glock.
Plastic people poppers. I'm still, Bo, I know you're watching this. Yes, I stole your fucking line on that. Because it's perfect. It works great.
It's good shit. Germans
good
make
shit.
good engineering. Well, it's
They do.
Austrian, right?
Austrian,
They're
yeah.
German light.
They're
They're German light.
German light. Not quite the antagonist of 2 world wars, but just enough right there.
Hitler was Austrian.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, he
Stalin was Georgian. He
Really?
wasn't Russian. Yeah, he was Georgian.
Huh.
Napoleon wasn't French. He was Corsican. It's from an island north of
Makes you
Sicily
think.
or north of Sardinia. And then
There's a.
probably one of the
All right,
most
I'm gonna sound.
one of the most
fresh
famous
as
ones.
fuck. Did you say Sardinia?
Sardinia.
Huh.
The Sardinia. It's the island that is.
Please tell
Sic-
me like their national fish is sardines.
That's where sardines are like captured, is like Mediterranean area. But you have Sicily, big rock at the boot. You go up, there's Sardinia. You go up one more, it's Corsica. Corsica's French, Sardinia is Italy. And then probably one of the most famous in the world, excuse me, in human history,
Bless you.
Salahuddin, the guy who led Islam to conquer, wasn't Arab.
Huh.
He was Kurdish.
Huh.
Kind of a weird thing, you know?
It seems like it, yeah.
Like, best governor of California was actually Austrian. Schwarzenegger.
Yes. If you're watching this Schwarzenegger, which I know you're not, we're not that big yet, but
Smoke a stogie.
I would love that.
Fucking dope.
How would you feel about setting up, and this is going to be in the next few weeks, doing a live stream?
Oh, shit. We would have to practice. We're really bad at it
we got to
already.
just fucking jump
Are
it.
you- okay.
I just jumped
We can do a
first-
live stream.
The first live stream that we were supposed to do, which was taking place at the stage behind Broomtail, We just jumped into that shit.
We could do one.
Didn't turn out to be a live stream.
Do we get to wear costumes?
We can. We can do whatever the fuck we want, man.
We'll dress up like Rocky Horror Picture Show, Dr. Frankenfurter.
I want to wear that and probably some BDSM shit. I don't know.
You could be like that colonel. Wear that.
I could be like that colonel.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But, guys, I think that's going to cut it for this one. Going to try to do the live stream thing. I would love to do that and actually get feedback during the episode while we're talking and stuff.
And talk shit to us.
Yeah, just talk fucking straight trash to us. I have to figure out the method of doing that. I'm not very technologically savvy. I finally got this camera, as you guys know, when I rebooted this thing, finally got this camera and stuff to actually start doing the podcast again. So that's going to be in the next maybe week or two. We'll figure it out, and it's going to be a good time. Jump on. We'll go live we'll go live at 6 or about 6:15.
Can we do the Bill O'Reilly thing? Fuck it, let's do it live. We're doing it fucking live.
Saturday Night Live, except not liberal as fuck. All right, guys. Well, that's going to cut it for this episode. As always, I thank my guest, co-host of the show now, Hunter Libertini.
Love yourself, love your neighbor, love your country.
Don't do drugs, kids. Yeah. Stay in school just long enough to go to the military. That's all the experience you need. Mm-hmm. It's in your Green Monster boot camp. That's all you need. Mm-hmm. Guys, if we don't get to you in the next 2 weeks, have a Merry Christmas as well.
Yes.
With that, Tackling Misguided out.